taking things for granted. So shout out to Ruben for sending this to me. I do not normally check my Instagram messages. You got very lucky me coming across this. But he sent me this video, and it's about RC Buford. So I wanted to take a look at it. So let's see here. Oop. There we go. Let's listen.
In a conference with him, and me and him are on a train, and he said this, and this is the best thing I learned. So I go, this is awesome, RC. I really wanted to grab you and talk to you. Like, and it's like, I grab my notebook, and I'm like, so tell me how you build a team. And he's like, what? Like, what you were looking for in players? And he's like, I don't think that's it, Howie. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, it was always my dream to be a GM. Pop was an assistant coach. He gets promoted, and he's basically like, I want you to be a GM. I got to do this press conference. We're firing Bob Hill. And so we go upstairs, and I got all my notes. And I'm like, this is how we want to build a team. And Pop's like, all right. He's like, this is how we're going to do it. And he's like, I take my notebook. I go, oh, what's the first thing? He goes, well, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to hire people that are really good at their jobs, that we love being around, that are really good people. I go, great, what's number 2? And he goes, that's it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And my heart stopped. And I went, that's it. That's it. Not that hard. Hire really good people you like being around, who are good at their jobs. Boom. RCB.
Yeah, that's all it really takes. This is why I really do believe that, because like a lot of us worry when coaches come and go, right? Like we were worried about the shooting coach, the shot doctor, when he left. Obviously, we're all worried about Popovich leaving. But at the end of the day, it's a cultural thing that was established by Pop. But now now that they've seen so much success over the years, I just don't see it changing, right? Unless it would literally take the ownership to come in and just ruin everything, right? Like, because as it stands right now, from top down, it seems like every single person knows what they're doing. They're competent. And everyone that comes to San Antonio enjoy being around the people that they're working with. So that's super important. And I think that's the number one key. And this is why I start to cringe just a little bit when certain Spurs fans say, hey, let's bring in this guy. And it's like one of the most toxic players in the NBA, but he's talented. Oh, I wish we had him. Oh, I wish we had, this guy. And some of the people, I'm just like, I don't know if they really fit, right? Like at the time, I think a few years ago, a lot of fans wanted John Collins, which sure enough, super early in his career, everyone thought, oh my gosh, this guy should get quite a bit of money. But his attitudes coming into the NBA, I just didn't think he'll jail, right? I don't know if people will like enjoy necessarily being around him. The only player that we've had of recent that hasn't really been great to be around, it seems from what we've heard, is DeJounte. But even DeJounte Murray did a pretty decent job of being kind to his teammates. It was more like passive aggressive stuff. So just overall, just wanted to say this is great. This is awesome. Thank you for sending this to me, Ruben. And I think it also just puts things in perspective, right? It's not get too ahead of ourselves. Yes, the Spurs do need talent, and they're going to get that talent, right? But at the end of the day, we have a competent franchise. They all know what they're doing. It's a good place that a lot of players want to come to because of it. I know that we even heard Barnes actually telling Fox before Fox got here, like, dude, because they met, and he was like, dude, I think it was before a game, he was like, dude, you got to get to San Antonio. You got to get to San Antonio, because he was like, this culture here is awesome, right? So just want to throw that out there. I think that's something that's often overlooked, and when people start to say like, oh, we got a bad franchise because we're having a bad season, I think that's completely overblown, right? Completely overblown. We're going to be okay. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about this. Cool stuff though. But thank you, Ruben. If anyone else wants to send me anything, I'll be honest with you, Instagram probably isn't the best way. If you could send it to me over Twitter or tag me on Twitter, that's probably best, and I'll more than likely see it. If you tag me on Blue Sky, I'll definitely see it. But yeah, Twitter is probably your best bet right now if you want to send me anything. But yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.